We're back, sort of. But before we get into today's video, today's sponsor is Balance Mod, the best mod for Team Fortress 2. The official game mode hasn't gotten an update in forever, but the Balance Mod has picked up the pace and rebalanced bad weapons into good weapons and overpowered weapons into good weapons. So check it out today at balancemod.tf. So in today's video, we're going to be looking over a cast on Borneo from the 19th of March. We're going to look at me playing heavy and using the shotgun loadout. We're going to see exactly how shotgun works in with heavies, because there's a large misconception that when you're playing a heavy, you sort of have to use this lunchbox item, that this is like the best thing and shotguns are trash. But if you think about it skill-wise, there's a way lower skill ceiling when it comes to lunchbox items than it comes with shotguns. Now, the shotguns of choice are probably this one, the family business, and the regular shotgun. The panic attack is a bit tricky to get any value out of as a heavy. But you know, with the lunchbox items, basically what you have is that you can either eat it yourself when you're low on health, you can throw it to someone else, and then you can like, if you throw it and then walk off over a health pack, you can replenish it. So you can either use that by, you know, making it effectively 2 health packs or denying an enemy health pack, and that's about it. But with the shotgun, you can do a lot more. Keep in mind that also the healing that you do with, when you throw it is actually, like, the maximum amount of healing that you can do is actually outdone by 1.5 rockets from a soldier up close. So the healing you do is actually not that good. So in this clip here, what I'm going to be using throughout most of the game is using either Family Business Fist of Steel or Shotgun Fist of Steel, along with the regular minigun. Because I do think the regular minigun, as well as Brass Beast, basically pairs best with the shotgun sort of heavy. So what you shouldn't do, or what I wouldn't recommend against, is using the GRU and the shotgun as well. But because when you're using the shotgun, doesn't mean that we're not going to be using the minigun at all. So we're just going to see how this plays. And basically it comes to positioning and what I like to call occupying space, because here you can see that we're just moving forward and we're attacking with our team. And we're able to get off a shot off this pyro, which we normally wouldn't have been able to do without the shotgun. So that's sort of the thing. You kind of like just move forward, do chip damage, and then when you're in close range, you can switch to the minigun and continue the attack, especially if you have an Uber. But here it's kind of interesting. So you can see here with this positioning, it allows us to chip away at this heavy who's currently shooting this medic. Because keep in mind, the shotgun does a substantial amount of damage, and most heavies aren't really used to fighting other shotgun heavies as well, so people don't really know the interaction too well. But if you meet an unrevved heavy and you have a shotgun, you're in way better, you have the advantage. Like, you're in way better position than they are if they are running a sandwich as well. So we're just gonna have a look here and see how this plays. It's not, you know, the best example, but definitely what you can do is just switch to the Fist of Steel whenever you're about to take damage, and then you can really just, you make, you know, soldiers, scouts, and demos basically drain their ammo while you still stay alive, because you tank an additional hit. Right, so Uber coming in, he's gonna use the shotgun while we're repositioning, and then running in here and just clearing out whatever's here. So what happens a lot for heavies is that when you are attacking with the regular minigun, I'm just gonna fast forward here when I died, is that people will often run away, right? They have this certain, you know, feeling that they're used to, you know, surfing heavy damage by just jumping and crouching, but, you know, they don't get that with the shotgun, and then also you have higher chase potential. And here, just a pro tip, if you're a heavy, and you're in a situation like this where you're basically a ghost, and you're fighting a crits demo, you can't escape, you're gonna die regardless. So the best thing you can hope for in situations like that, when you are revved up and you run into a crits demo man, is just to try and kill the demo man, basically. So we're just gonna fast forward here. Here we are back once again. I'm gonna be running out here with the rest of our team using 2 speed pads. You should probably have a teleporter at that point. So here, another position you can take, like this forward position here, just allows you to stay up here and just do a bunch of damage. However, Ubered here might not have been the best choice, because I literally can't go anywhere. If I try to go over this rock area, I'm gonna just get air blasted back. You can see we have a pyro here, it's just denying me. So I just kind of stuck here, stay here, and just shoot whoever walks into like this line of sight and be sort of like the front end of the attack here. You can see this pyro. Yeah, you see, easy. Like I'm struggling to barely stay here, right? But at least I'm keeping this area free from red team, and that allows my blue team to just walk forward here. Another crit's coming in, but we do take out that demo just with the minigun. So far, no real difference. But here, we're trying to see if we can move forward and just use the shotgun, just do some chip damage. And then here comes the counter push, and yeah, we're just gonna have to run away there. So the good thing about the shotgun is that it's instant damage, right? And if a lot of players on your team runs the shotgun, like a lot of the soldiers and a lot of the pyros, you will be able to get a lot of kills if everybody just focus fires down. Everybody's just so used to using, you know, backpacks and flare guns that they can't really do it. So here we're able to gain some distance. However, this pyro is air blasting us, so even if we didn't have the shotgun, we wouldn't been able to get too much there. But you can see that once that we are done, our team's able to make the push, and we get the capture. So that's good. So running back to the front lines, basically whenever you're repositioning yourself, use the shotgun. You can basically do a lot, and especially in 1v1 situations like here. And then we switch to the Fist of Steel just to tank some shots, and then we just have to run away while we heal. And trying our best to just get out of the situation here. Our medic is in trouble. Of course, we don't have a health pack for him. Normally we'd be like, yeah, but what about you throw him a health pack? You know, the medic is fine. He can heal himself. We've been out of fight for long, and you can see now he's almost back to full health. So there we go. Didn't even need to throw him a sandwich because he wasn't really being focused at that time. And also, a lot of good players will notice that if you damage the medic, good heavies that are used to... Yeah, okay, this is something I wanted to show, so I'm just going to rewind here a little bit.
Mission begins.
You can see we can get something done here. So what I wanted to showcase here is that when we meet this heavy, it's Spoiled on the other team. There he is. You can see I have full overheal and he has, you know, overheal as well. So he starts shooting. He's firing at me, and you can see that even though I have a demo man shield, I'm actually able to take off a lot of his health just with the shotgun because it's a big target and easy to hit. So if I would have pressured there a bit more, I would have probably been able to get the kill there. But yeah, what I was gonna say is that sometimes you can bait a heavy into throwing a sandwich for the medic, and because the healing is, you know, 1.5 rockets essentially, if you're a soldier and you kind of bait the heavy to throw, if you time it correctly, you can actually jump in on the medic as he's getting the health pack and then kill him even if he got the health pack. And a lot of times, if you are fighting like burst damage classes like demo men and stuff, you will often find the heavy he's carrying his lunchbox, and then he can't really switch back to... Even the Tomislav isn't fast enough to start getting the damage done to do so, but, you know, a shotgun will be. So, definitely, like, you know, the lunchbox thing is definitely viable, but if you want to up your kill power to the next level of a heavy, then going shotgun and just learning the shotgun meta is definitely going to help you. Granted that this video isn't the best example, but definitely you can do a lot with, you know, the family of fists strategy, which is just equipping the fist like you see. Like right before we get a rocket on us, we just switch to the Fist of Steel, and we try to survive that. So like this, we just run back here. The medic is still with us, and then the medic's gonna heal us up with the Vitasol. So here comes a little push here. We can't do anything here because, you know, there's a lot of stuff just getting pushed back, and then we kind of have to walk up here. So in a situation like this, just running with the shotgun isn't really viable because it doesn't have the sustained damage that we need to do, but we are able to catch a couple of players a bit out of position here, and then here is like, well, now it's probably shotgun time since we have to reposition them. And then you can see we can do chip damage, preventing, you know, crit heals, that sort of stuff, just getting their faces. Like even though I'm not actually, you know, killing this guy, if you just look at how close I am to him, and you can see that, you know, my follow-up is pretty good. I have some teammates behind me. Because I just have so much health, I can just literally be in his face. And a lot of players, they don't know how to deal with a heavy because they're so used to just walking rev speed that they literally don't know what to do, and they will just do something, you know, yeah, it's just an unusual situation for a lot of them to be in, because a lot of them will try to jump, right? To try to jump and then surf away the damage. But if you just don't shoot, they'll just jump for nothing, and then it will throw them off. So definitely it takes a lot of you as a heavy as well to just know when you can push. But definitely, like, if you're in the front and you have full overheal and you have teammates behind you, you are creating so much elbow room because you're just in their face. And you can see that, you know, most players, they don't want to, you know, go toe-to-toe with a heavy in close combat because, you know, once that minigun is up and revved, you will have so much damage output. So this is just more like, you know, the standard heavy play. We're just, like, occupying the space, just shooting. We're not really killing anyone. Here you can see we're able to get in on this pyro. Yeah, I should probably have finished him there, but there was a lot of targets. There was also a medic. But if you're good with focus fire and you know how much health and stuff players have, then it can definitely be in your favor to do so. So this is going to be the full round, of course, on attack and defense. So we have another medic over here, gets taken out by a sniper. And then we have an Uber coming in, and right now, you know, running shotgun here isn't really that smart. You can just, you know, stay back here and just do chip damage all of the time. But you can see, like, the shotgun is pretty good at mid-range. For a heavy, you will get a lot of more kills than you normally would if with the minigun. Sure, the minigun does a lot of damage, but it does it, you know, not in bursts, which means that you can also limit yourself to the exposure of, you know, other classes and taking damage and stuff. So, taking the health pack in front of the medic because we get, you know, 150 out of that. No, wait, for medic, no, sorry, it's 75 for a medic. What did I say, 150? No, it's 75. It's like less than a rocket worth of health, you know? So you basically have, like, you know, 70% of a rocket in one throw for the medic. It's for the heavy, it's 1.5 rockets, you know, so you can throw it to a heavy, you will get more health out of it. And then, of course, we're just, you know, running forward, occupying space, just being, like, in their face. And what you want when you're attacking, you don't necessarily, well, you want to kill them, but, you know, killing them sends them back to spawn, which makes them, you know, not defend. But if you're just in their face and you're kind of forcing them to retreat without really committing too much or killing them, if you can achieve that with the heavy, with the shotgun, you should absolutely do it. But here you can see it's like, yeah, it's too much, can't really do it, you don't have the health to sustain it, because you kind of do need, you know, a shotgun heavy very much relies on a competent medic on your team. Otherwise, you will have some issues. Sure, so getting a couple of kills there, and then we're just kind of waiting for the medic. So we have a whole group here. We have a whole posse with us. You can see here. Still just, you know, a ghost with this. So then we're just gonna go back here a little bit. So here's what's interesting when we do this, right? So we're gonna go in with the shotgun first. So of course you can see this even though it's bugged. And then look at how many people are focused on me. It's like at least, you know, this group here, is that all the medics? Let's see. Yeah, all the medics and the demo, they are focused on me, right? So they are not likely to cross me. So just by being here, they're backing out. I'm literally just standing here. I'm not even shooting at them. I'm just standing here, and then you have these guys who didn't see me. It's like, all right, I'm gonna do this because that's gonna force them into spawn, which isn't where the card is at, which is what I want. And because, you know, having Uber and stuff help, but definitely shotgun helps you to get into these situations a lot more often. And then one medic comes out, it's a bit unlucky, and then we just kind of stay here. And they're so focused on me being here that they don't go to the cart and we cap. So I think that's like the hidden skill potential with the shotgun that is highly underestimated, and it's just how close you can get into people's faces and how it makes them react and sort of like forget the objective and focus on you instead. But that's kind of what you want. You know, you're the big tanky guy and you want everybody to be like looking at you and potentially not, you know, the sniper on your team or, you know, the spy on your team and stuff like that. But it's different on defense. I would say defense favors probably more like, you know, lunchboxes, but you can definitely use shotgun here too. It's totally viable if you use it correctly. And we'll see, just, you know, this is pretty mediocre. I wouldn't say this is like the prime setup for shotgun heavy, because it does take, you know, a lot of practice. But anyone who says shotgun heavy isn't viable, it's just wrong. So Uber coming in here. So we're gonna have a little look at the positioning of how I'm standing with the heavies. I'm just standing here and just shooting. I'm not really committing to anything, just throwing out bullets. And blue team, like, there's not really much you can do in the beginning here. Like, blue team will be pushing the cart, so the first real fight's gonna happen when, you know, the cart is here. So that's sort of what you have to prepare for. And then anything else, like, if you can non-committally just go in and get something done, then it's absolutely worth it. So here we are, just running at the back here, having a lovely spray. And then we're still preparing for this fight here. This, some fighting happening here. So here we go, giving up the high ground advantage. We run into an Ubered group here, and then we just switch to the Fist of Steel, do some damage while we are retreating. And sometimes, that little chip damage you do, if someone is like, 5 health or 3 health or something, you will get the kill in normal other situations where they would have died. So just keep that in mind, because the healing that you give to your teammates isn't as great as you think. And then, of course, if you overextend and die, you die. Probably do that. Let's see if I can. Yeah, there you are. So we're gonna go back in here and immediately die again. So let's just fast forward through that. And then we lost our reg. All right, so now they have like this huge death ball going here, and this is gonna be very hard to contest. And I just decided that, we have, I think, yeah, it's a quick fix. Yeah, quick fix allows us to have some sustain, and quick fix works pretty well with shotgun heavy. And we're able to bully them away, but we can't really go anywhere, and we can't really unrev. And I don't know what's around the corner. So you can see it, I almost kill that Pyro. He's super weak, right? And then, yeah, I think, Pyro lives with 1 health, That was a Drafog Pyro. He lived with 1 health. If I had slightly better aim, I would have killed him for sure. Because we're talking 50, 60 damage, roughly. So, not getting focused and not focus firing down targets is also something we can get better at. So here we are in an interesting fight, right? So who's gonna win here? Well, we're just using the shotgun and we're getting health healed, and this sniper just really wants me dead, and we kill him. And that's sort of like a thing you can do, if you get pushed like this. If I would have used the minigun there, I would have died, for sure, absolutely for sure. But because of the shotgun, I can run and shoot, and I can kind of use it as a pseudo melee. It's absolutely worth it. Sort of like, the same philosophy of using the SMG as a sniper. And then we're just trying to bully some people here, and just trying to get, the bearings of where are they going to come from. Because unlike you, I can't see who they are through the walls. So we're just going to have a little look here. Just going to walk in, with our gun revved, just doing some damage, not really committing too much. And then we committed a little bit too much, but we have the medic. He's healing us. There's a spy behind enemy lines. We're just staying here. Of course, this is a great way to build Uber as well. Just a heavy that isn't getting crit healed and has a large health pool. It just helps so much with building that Uber for medics. So here, we're kind of in a situation where they will not engage me, right? And I think I was pretty low on bullets there, so I had to retreat to go back. And then we have a very good Pyro who's just, air blasting them away, so I don't have to think about that. So I just thought, I'm going to trust that Pyro to do whatever. So I'm just going to stay here. Here comes Uber. And, I can't really do much with this Uber, right? So I'm just going to stay here and just wait for it to fade. And then, of course, I can't chase this as with a regular minigun, but with the shotgun, it allows me to just go in their faces and do that, but I grossly overestimated my teammates' ability to chase with me, because they actually, when I went back and looked at it, they actually got distracted by something else that I didn't see, which is fine. But you can see that, even though that execution wasn't perfect, you can see just a chase potential for a heavy, which you can't chase with the minigun or Tomislav. You just can't. They just everything runs away from you. Not only are you the slowest, but you're even slower. So that's just something to keep in mind. So here, Uber, I don't shoot, the Uber players. I just wait for Uber to fade here, and we get a couple of medics. Not gonna get to kill on either of them, except we get Luke, who's overextending. Dumbass. And then we get stabbed. Sad day for all heavy mains. So back to defending here. You can see that we haven't used the shotgun all too much. We use the shotgun a little bit when chasing, and that's probably one of the reasons why I wouldn't recommend running only shotgun for defense, because it really favors your movement, and it's really good for gap closing. And gap closing is best when you're on the offensive, when you're going into the attack, when you're bullying players like this engineer here, taking him out, and then we use the Fist of Steel to kind of tank for the rest, because the Fist of Steel, even in the official game, is still pretty good, Even if you get the slower deploy, but you can just, negate that just by pressing buttons. Absolutely, you can do that. So here we are catching unread heavy and a soldier. We only get the heavy because the soldier got away or something. I don't know. And then we have a teleporter coming in. Soldier's back. We're now in trouble, and we get the kill on a medic with a shotgun. Probably the pyro would have gotten hit, but if the pyro wasn't there, we would have gotten it. And it just increases your kill power and your flexibility as a heavy. Even though you're moving slowly, people just aren't used to it. And they don't know how much damage you can put out. So definitely keep that in mind. So I would not recommend going shotgun heavy only. Like I would, combine it with your minigun, but try not to, like a lot of players, I said this before, when they try the shotgun, they play as if they have the lunchbox item. It's very hard for them to kind of wrap their head around that you have to completely change the way you position yourself and move, because you actually have to chase a lot more, which a lot of heavies, if you only use the minigun, you're not used to chasing. And the vaccinator is good when the other guy doesn't have the vaccinator. And there we go. So let's see, we have the heavy is pretty weak, but we're opting to not, go in because we don't know what's there. And there's a lot of times when you don't know what's there, you can easily get killed. So I'm just gonna focus down this spy because the Uber came in, and now they're moving into our base. Now we have to defend this for 7 minutes. So don't look at the remaining time of the video. Do you think we can defend this for 7 minutes? So there you go. You can see very non-committal, just throwing out a couple of shotgun shells, run and shoot at the same time while we reposition ourselves, because there's no way me as a heavy, I'll be staying down here. I'm gonna be hanging around here, up top this other nice area. And then we have double snipers and be like, you know what's good? Being in front of my snipers like this. If I run out the door, the sniper in the back is basically invisible because they will look at me. And that's sort of like the team play aspect of a heavy. It's like you're also a big fat Russian distraction, for sure. And then we're just kind of walking around reloading. Keep in mind in the balance mod, if you're using the fists, you get faster reload time, so you can shoot even more. But like here, got a quick kill on the spy there. Probably wouldn't kill him that fast. So with the minigun, maybe if we had some damage dealing melees, but Fist of Steel officially does the same amount of damage as Fist for some fucking reason. And then here, I really like Enigma's probably the most conservative player we have. He's like, nope, I'm not even gonna bother with this heavy, and then he kind of just leaves the soldier friend to die, which is what happens. He dies. And yeah, so you can see that shotguns definitely favors if you have to move a lot. So basically like 5 CP when you're on attack and stuff like that. It's okay on defense if your team is like lacking some firepower. Then it's definitely a good supplement, but the good old minigun never fails, except when you fail to kill them. Going around this corner, Girardi, and then of course Tomislav. It doesn't beat the minigun, so you will win that fight every time. Then we're going to reposition ourselves. We can run and shoot at the same time. Just chip damage, like numbers. They tend to add up. So there. You saw that battle of how you battle the soldier. You shoot and then immediately switch to the fist, wait for them to shoot and then for hit to hit you, and then switch back to your shotgun for maximum thing. I think Valve patched this because it was too good, but you can just down. We removed all holstering penalties in the balance mod, but you can still do this in the official game. You just have to press 1-2 instead of just 2, right? When you're switching to, you can just do 1-2 really quickly. Or if you have some sort of macro or mouse wheel, you can just negate the downside entirely. So you can see here from this distance, we're just doing chip damage, not going to get any kills except for the sentry, and maybe, nope, the pyro air blasted us back. And then here will probably be a good time to just run the shotgun, but I'm not there. There we go. Finally switched. Lazy ass. We're still defending pretty well. And here we go, and trying to survive this. There's not much we can do as a heavy, without the holiday punch. There's literally nothing you can do with that Uber. And we take out a medic. They're pushing, and then I'll be like, yeah, reload your rockets, come on, and then we just kind of bully him out of there. Sometimes it's just a basic math. I have more health. You literally cannot kill me in 2 rockets. I can just take my time. I don't care if you hit me. There we go. So you can see here, if my aim wasn't ass there, I would have killed him before. But Girardi targets even though their heavies are spun up. Like the shotgun does damage quickly. Just so you are aware. So I hope this has kind of shown you how you can run, you know, or how you deal with, you know, switching between just using the regular minigun as well as the shotgun, because there hasn't been many situations here where, you know, running the sandwich or something would have definitely made like a super duper impact. There was a couple of times, or there's one time that I showed, you know, where the medic was super low, but then he wasn't pressured, so he just kind of healed himself, sort of thing. So definitely something to keep in mind, because you can do more damage than you can do healing, right? So it's better to kill the guy so he can't hurt your medic than to heal your medic after he's hurt your medic, if that makes sense. But it's a, you know, it's a different mindset to get into, and definitely a whole new world for a lot of players. You can definitely push the limits of how much damage you can take, especially if you combine it with the Fist of Steel. So I wouldn't recommend this, running this with the Gru, or just, or in the balance mod you can run it with the Fists, Eviction Notice, and stuff like that. But I wouldn't recommend like anything but Gru, pretty much. Because there are certain combinations that are more potent than others. Probably not Tomislav either, because of the reduced damage the Tomislav does, and kind of like it forces you to use like long range a lot more. So there's a lot of situations where, since you have the Tomislav, you would probably just be, you know, spamming or just shooting bullets at nothing or doing chip damage, then repositioning yourself with a shotgun. So I think like definitely with Brass Beast, since the Brass Beast is so slow, you will get a lot more value out of running like either Family Business or shotgun. And the difference between the two is that Family Business allows you to be less accurate, but you stay in the fight longer. So if you do have a lot of healing and stuff, definitely Family Business might be the better choice. But if you're not getting the same healing and you can't stay in the fights as long because, you know, the enemy will just kill you, then you probably need the faster damage with the shotgun, or the higher initial damage, because they basically the output over time is the same. It's just that, you know, shotgun allows for less misses and you stay in the fight shorter before you have to reload. So, do you think they're still gonna win this? I mean, there's 15 seconds until the unbelievable pub push is happening, but is it gonna happen? Well, you're part of this game. Did you like the video? Did you subscribe? What did you do? There's only 5 seconds left. We're in the prime position. We got a sentry going up, and they basically just have to run into the cart. And they can't do it. McNam Jam being 74 points, and everybody else who was cool got 67. So yeah, that's gonna be it for this video. Hope you liked this little showcase of Shotgun Heavy, just showing you some basics and how to do it. And definitely looking forward to seeing more Shotgun Heavies in the future. I've been HiGPS. Be sure to check out balancemod.tf, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.